I'll make it brief. The first thing that jumps to the eye is the Dome of the Rock. Okay, can you all see that? That building with a golden dome. It's called the Dome of the Rock. It's on more or less on the center of the Temple Mount. That rectangular platform that Herod built. So we believe the temple was underneath. I say we believe because in order to be sure, we need to excavate, and excavation
Never going to happen.
is not going to happen at least in the foreseeable future. So it could be anywhere in this area, but in the center. The real place of worship for the Muslim is the mosque on the left side with the black dome. You see, it's called El Aqsa. So the Dome of the Rock. Why is it called the Dome of the Rock? That the rock inside, and actually it's not just a rock. We have a hill here. It's Mount Moriah, and the top, the peak of Mount Moriah is enshrined. So the peak of Mount Moriah is under that dome. That's really surrealistic to go inside the building and find the top of a mountain. So it's not a rock that was built, that was brought. It was there, and they built on top. Like the temple was built on that rock. Why the temple was built there?
Abraham?
It's not the highest place you can see. All the mountains around Jerusalem are higher.
Abraham?
To sacrifice or the binding of Isaac. You don't say to sacrifice because Isaac is not sacrificed, but we say Akedat Yitzchak in Hebrew, the binding of Isaac. So it happened on that rock somewhere there, and that's why much later, when David was looking for a capital that will reunite the people, what is a better place than the covenant between God and Abraham and his descendants? Hence, the first temple was built here, or at least, remember, before the temple there was a tent. David built an altar there, and only his son was able to build the temple. Okay? Solomon. Why he could build and David could not?
Because David shed too much blood.
David shed too much blood, and his son is a man of peace.
Wisdom.
How do you say peace in Hebrew? His name is Shlomo. Remember how the Greek make the S. Shlomo, the name of the son of David is Shlomo, the man of peace. That's his name. Peace. You understood something new today?
Yeah.
It's not Solomon out of the blue, it means the man of peace. So keep that in mind. The temple will last about 500 years until the Babylonians will destroy it. In the 6th century BC, Babylonians arrive, take Jerusalem, destroy the temple. The Jews who were deported to Babylon, eventually after a generation or two, start to return. In the period of Esdras, Nehemiah, and they built the second temple. Second temple will not be finished. That means it will keep growing and being developed through the period, through the century. We know that at some time the Greek arrived and took hold of Jerusalem and turned the temple into a pagan temple. That would cause a rebellion called the Maccabees. Remember the Maccabees? And for a change, they won. They won, and they purified the temple. We have this holiday that we call Hanukkah, the dedication of the temple. Hanukkah means dedication. The temple was rededicated, and that temple lasted about 100 years. That's called the Hasmonean period. Then come the Roman, and they place Herod as a king. And Herod is hated by the Jews because he's not the son of David, and he wants to please the Jews. So he decides to make a temple that will be amazing, so important, so big, so beautiful that everybody will want to see it. Not only Jews, Even Gentiles were coming from all over the world. Romans were coming to the temple. We know that for sure, not only from the scripture. We know that there was a whole area around the temple that was called the court of the Gentiles. It means it was accepted because it was the magnificence of God that Gentiles can enter into parts of the area, but not in the area that is reserved for the Jews. And even the Jews could not go all the way to the temple. Remember, in the temple, there was a place where only the high priest could go.
Holy of Holies.
Holy of Holies. We have a good student today. You are going to pass the exam. I promise you are going to leave Israel. The others are not sure. The Holy of Holies, only the high priest could enter once a year for a few minutes in the Holy of Holies. So we are missing all that. But the fact that the Holy of Holies was destroyed and the temple was destroyed doesn't make the area less important for the Jews. It's so holy for the Jews that for the sake of this holiness, they don't go there. They go the closest they can to what is known today as the Wailing Wall. The Wailing Wall is the wall, outer wall of the platform. We are looking at the southern wall, the corner with the, southern wall and eastern wall. The western wall is behind the mosque. The western wall is not holy. It's just close to the Holy of Holies. That's where the people go to pray. Because that place is so holy. Keep that in mind. That temple will be destroyed by, second temple is destroyed by Titus in year 70. And that is the last one. So after that, we have the Byzantine who turned the place into a garbage dump. Instead they built another church that will be the center, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Golgotha and Tomb of Jesus become the most important place in Jerusalem for a few centuries. The Muslims arrived and then they rebuilt the place and built this mosque. Why that? First, because it's a holy place. And they have some respect for Abraham. After all, Abraham had two sons, Isaac, but Ishmael, the father of the Arabs. All the time the tradition will say that it's not Isaac who was bound here, but Ishmael. Among the Muslims, but that was not enough to make it very holy. As Mecca remains a holy place, so they added a second level. In the Muslim tradition, Muhammad flew from Mecca to Jerusalem, to the rock, and from that rock rose to heaven and met all the prophets before him and met Allah and returned with a set of commandments among them that the Muslims should pray 5 times a day. So that's the miraculous travel of Muhammad to heaven and return to Mecca. Again, all these names don't exist in the Quran. From the mosque of the center to the mosque of the extremity. There's no identification of the place. But the tradition started to say Mecca to Jerusalem. That's also a very important point. Okay? And the mosque was built here and it was called El-Aqsa. Because Al-Aqsa means the extremity, the edge. From the center to the edge. Remember, by building a mosque and call it the edge, you materialize that travel, that flight of Muhammad. So that is Al-Aqsa. And the other one is more of a shrine, because that's a place from which they believe Muhammad rose to heaven. It's not an ascension like Jesus, because he returns and teaches. While from this mountain we have the ascension of Jesus that should return at the second coming.
What happened to the Ark of the Covenant?
The Ark of the Covenant
What happened to it?
disappeared with the first destruction of the temple, with the Babylonian. In the second temple there was no Ark of the Covenant. There was a menorah, there were all kinds of symbolic objects, but the Ark of the Covenant disappeared. When you read the Bible, you can see we don't hear any more of the Ark of the Covenant. Those who returned from Babylon never mention that anymore.
What happened? What's the need of the Holy of Holies if there's no Ark of the Covenant?
That's why there's a need. It means when the Ark of the Covenant will return, then it will be inside. Since there's no temple, we don't have to hurry to find a menorah, an Ark of Although there are some groups who are doing that. Some Jewish group who are building the vessel, the menorah, and looking for the red heifer, and all these things. It is done, but on a private thing. It's not something that is the goal of the state of Israel. But there are private organizations who do that, some together with Christian organizations too, working together. Yes.
What about some people claim that because King Solomon has a son, allegedly with the Queen of Sheba, and probably it's somewhere in Ethiopia.
In Aksum, in Ethiopia. Very nice story. It's a little bit long. When we go to Bethlehem, remind me, I will tell you it's a very nice story.
Yes, sir.
What
And
about
some others claim it is in the warehouses of the CIA. I saw the movie.
what about the apocryphal?
The-
The apocryphal books.
Yes.
The Catholics believe that the Ark of the Covenant was taken to Mount Nebo.
That I did not hear of that.
Okay, read it.
Okay, and actually, a lot of people will tell you, I saw it, but I cannot tell you. Or I touch it, but I cannot tell you. I had it, but it was stolen. Always you have something that,
And it's
yes,
not-
I touch it, I saw it, and so on, but you cannot see it.